about you all, but I'm super excited. We've got some folks that are going to be here with our orientation tonight that have been to camp with us before and some that have not. So if you've not been to 4-H camp before, raise your hand. All right. Hands down if you've been to 4-H camp. Hopefully everybody else raise their hands. Read, I'm watching. Okay. All right, hands down. Someone asked a really good question or said, well, maybe my buddies aren't going to 4-H camp. Tonight we have 2 different orientation times because gotta love COVID. So we were broken down into 2 times. There was a 5 to 6 time frame, which is why we have to keep on the roll and we got to be on time. And then I have a 6:30 to 7:30 time frame later tonight as well. So maybe possible if you don't see your buddies now, they either had sporting events, some vacations, or they truly are at the other orientation. So we're going to go ahead and get started. At any point, I'm going to hit the basics tonight. I'm going to talk about camp, what to expect about this experience, what it's going to look like during COVID. But I'll ask for questions periodically. Save your questions. You know, we'll definitely have plenty of time for answering questions at the very end. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So tonight, the things that we're going to be covering, we're going to be doing introductions, camp during COVID-19, departure and arrival details. That's really important. Don't tune out on that. We're not actually doing cabin assignments tonight. I left that on there because I'm still trying to get some things tweaked around there. Discussing camp classes, daily schedule, what to bring, what to pack, that type of thing. The dress code and conduct, code of conduct, cell phone policy, sending mail, additional forms, paperwork, scholarships. Don't let me forget to mention that. If you're interested, there are some scholarship applications available. And then questions and comments. So, if you don't already know who I am, my name is Anna Metter. I am the 4-H agent here in Allen County and have been for about 4 years now, a little over 4 years. Like 2 days ago was my anniversary. So you've had me here for a while, and my job is to do 4-H programs. So I organize and manage our Allen County 4-H program. We do clubs. Camp is only a tiny component. So if you've only ever done camp before, we'd love to see you at some of our other 4-H activities and all the clubs that we have that go on throughout the year. Today, I will also, a little bit later on, we've got some of our volunteers that are going to be attending camp. We'll make sure, I won't forget about you guys. We will introduce you a little bit later. So let's talk about this camp. And the very first page of the packet, please strike out the very first thing. I thought I caught all typos. I did not. The very first page of the packet literally has the wrong dates, folks. So let's, from the very beginning, get it down. This is only a 5-day camp. I'm not taking your kids for 10 days. This camp is July 26th through the 30th. I think I got so excited about making the first page pretty that I just somehow overlooked that really key detail. But it's July 26th to the 30th. So this is a Monday through a Friday. This is the first time that Allen County will be camping for 5 days in like several years because we normally do a 4-day camp. We missed camp so much because we didn't get to have it last year that we wanted a 5-day camp. This year, as always, we will be going to West Kentucky 4-H camp. That's located in Dawson Springs, Kentucky, and we've got a fun little star that marks it over there. Parents, that's in between the Madisonville, Princeton, Kentucky area. So that's kind of the vicinity. It's exactly an hour and 45-minute drive in regular vehicle terms, not bus terms. So that's what you can kind of expect. It's a little under 2 hours on a bus. And yeah, how will we be getting to camp? So we get to ride in really nice Allen County school buses. They're so generous. We get to ride, and we're going to actually have to take 2 buses this year. We'll talk more about COVID, but COVID is not necessarily the dirty word in the room. You know, I want you all to know, as parents, we're going to talk a little bit more about our plans for camping during COVID. But essentially, there's some things that we have to tweak in order to make camp happen this year. Last year, we didn't get to have camp because there was too much craziness going on. But this year, we're able to have camp. It's not going to be horrible, but there are a few things that we kind of have to work through in order to be sure that we can have camp this year. Like the buses, we're going to actually have 1 child or 1 family per seat. So we won't be, you know, matching two kids per seat. It'll be 1 child, so I get to pay for 2 buses, not just 1. Woohoo, yay us. But that's one change that you're going to see. For those that aren't familiar with camp, or those that are just, it's been a year or two and you need a little refresher, I actually have our camp video. So I am going to show a little clip that was created by the University of Kentucky about our West Kentucky camp facility, just to give parents and everybody in the room kind of a feel of what to expect for 4-H camp. Don't judge, this video is aged just a little bit, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible, it's definitely not a bad one. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and play.
Welcome to West Kentucky 4-H Camp. Your week at summer camp will be the best fun in the sun with your friends that summer has to offer. The trained staff at West Kentucky 4-H Camp are
Y'all didn't even warn me. Y'all just let me walk away.
We are saving the best summer fun just for you.
All right, let's see what's going on. I probably am gonna have to drag. It should be super located. All right, let's give this a try. Got a little technology. Still not there. Exit. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay. So skip out of there. Now you see YouTube. All right, let's try this again. It's not a very long video, but it'll give you a pretty little look of what camp looks like. Let's try it this time.
Welcome to West Kentucky 4-H Camp. Your week at summer camp will be the best fun in the sun with your friends that summer has to offer. The trained staff at West Kentucky 4-H Camp are eagerly awaiting your arrival. We are saving the best summer fun just for you. From swimming and games to the funniest songs and skits, you don't want to miss out on your action-packed week at camp. Our lifeguards have the pool and canoes ready. Our horse instructor has the horses saddled, and our certified ropes instructor has the 330-foot zip line ready to go. But that's not all. West Kentucky 4-H Camp offers even more for you and your friends to do. So be sure to contact your county 4-H agent about how you can get signed up to come join all the fun. All our cabins are air conditioned, so after a great day of hiking, dancing, crafts, sports, and gaga ball, you can relax in the comfort of your pool cabin with friends from your own county. Even mealtimes are rocking at camp. With 2 salad bars, an amazing new menu, and nutritious food choices, you get plenty to eat during the mealtime party, which includes karaoke and line dancing. West Kentucky 4-H Camp is located in Dawson Springs, Kentucky, just off Interstate 69. We are owned by the University of Kentucky and accredited by the American Camp Association. So folks at home can have peace of mind that we are the best. Your stay at camp includes your cabin, meals, and general activities. Our staff of trained and caring adults are certified in first aid and CPR and includes lifeguards and an EMT. For more information or to sign up, contact your local county 4-H agent.
All right, as you can tell, that was our promotional video that we use from time to time, but all of that hopefully gives you a pretty view of what camp looks like if you're not familiar with it. Camp was my home for like 3 summers. If you notice, that wasn't some really old pictures were in that video because I worked on camp staff, so I have an extra love for camp. But anyways, that's our beautiful camp. So with that, let's get rolling. So we talked about the location and how we're getting to camp. Got that little nice transition in there. Okay, let's talk about camp during COVID. So like I said, camp during COVID doesn't have to be necessarily a bad thing. We are going to have to do some tweaks. We want parents and families to know that we are going out of our way to clean the facilities very regularly, to the extent that we have tweaked our schedules some. Our schedules this year look very different. So Allen County will be paired with Simpson County, and they are limiting the number of kids that interact with each other. That means that Allen County, you're going to get to spend a lot of time interacting together, woo-hoo, which I think is actually really cool. And I know y'all are like, you're still going to meet kids from other counties, so that is cool in itself. But you're going to get even more quality time with the kids from our county, where sometimes it's kind of more difficult. You're going to get some really quality time, and you're going to leave with some really tight, close friends because you're going to spend a whole lot of time with these folks. So we'll be camping with Allen and Simpson, and we'll have our own pod. So Allen and Simpson have their own schedule that we're going to be doing everything together. Whereas Warren County is much bigger, they'll have their own group, and Hearn County is going to have their own group. And it's almost like there's going to be 3 individual camps going on at one camp facility all at once. Yeah, very interesting. The schedules have been created in a fashion that allows all of our campers to go. Our groups, our teams, will have kids on teams 9 and 10, I think, and between the boys and the girls, and that's how it's kind of split. But they'll actually go to classes together. So if you're on team 9, you'll go to classes together. Team 10, you go to classes together, and I think 11 is Simpson County. But you'll rotate classes together. You're gonna even if you're on team 9 or 10, and you're not necessarily going to classes together, you're gonna see each other at evening activities and morning activities and some of the lunch times. So I promise you, you're still gonna see lots of your buddies in that fashion too. But lots going on. Camp's been adjusted a little bit, but it's gonna be all the same camp fun and maybe even a little bit better. Where some people might think, oh, we gotta wear masks. There will be masks that the kids have to wear indoors. But remember, camp is primarily outdoors. Like 90% of camp is all outdoors. So there are a few limited instances where you're in the bathhouse, yeah, we need you to wear your mask. When you're going to the cafeteria and you're waiting in line near the food, we want you to wear your mask, right? Once you sit down to eat your food, just like at school, you get to take your masks off. When you're in transition indoors, you'll have your masks on, but most of the time we're gonna be completely outdoors. And when we're properly socially spacing, socially distancing, you don't have to wear your mask outside. I know, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be super hot. Nobody likes the idea of wearing your masks outside, which you won't have to as long as we're all spacing out and that type of stuff. In instances where we're kind of close to each other, we may wear our masks. So parents, make sure we pack. I'm gonna order some masks, but please pack a couple extra masks. Your kids will probably lose some of their masks. So the disposable ones are even better, but I'm gonna order some of those extra ones. Some other major things to know about camp this year and our schedule is, and I know the question's gonna come up about sleeping. You do not have to sleep in your mask, because I know that's everybody else's other kind of like freak out moment. Do I have to sleep in my mask? No, you do not have to sleep in your mask. So just know that's important. Some of the cleaning things we're doing is we are frequently going into our bathhouses, our staffs are, and cleaning those. The cafeteria, we have had to span out our schedule enough to where we can properly clean in between it. So just know that there will be increased stressing on sanitizing and hand washing, all those things you've heard with the school system. But it's gonna be fun. We all have a hang of COVID at this point, so I think it'll be A-okay. Some other things I just wanted to make sure that we hit on. One of the other safety procedures that allows us to have camp this year is a 14-day health screening. You have that piece of paper in front of you, and you also got it in your packet. Note, it's a 14-day health screening. At one point, I actually wrote down which day that was it was going to be for us. 12? Yeah, I wrote it down on my calendar. I just failed to put it in the newsletter. But what you're going to have to do is from the first day of camp, count backwards. So from the 26th, which is our first day, not the 20th or whatever's on there, the 26th, you're going to count backwards 14 days, and that's when you need to start recording that. Parents, we ask that you try to do this truthfully and you actually take their temperature each day. That's how these things are supposed to be done. I don't want to see you showing up at camp, rolling up in front of me, and then writing down their temperatures. Try to do it every day. That's what the goal is. Don't do it in front of me, okay? Just, do it every day like we're supposed to, and all will be good. Don't record those in front of me. Okay, masks are already covered so walking, when we're physically distanced, we don't have to wear those, but at meals, just those times. Like these are the times that you don't have to. When we're outdoors, which is almost all the time. When we're sitting down for meals. When you're in your bunk beds, when you're at showers and pools, you don't have to, so that's most of the time at camp, to be completely honest. Thank you. All right, so like I said, there will be hand sanitizing stations outside each cabin door. There's even they built boxes to hold hand sanitizer. So lots of emphasis on that, but I know you've heard enough about that. Just know we're gonna keep your kids safe, clean, happy at camp. Maybe cleaner than they've ever come back from camp before. But anyways, let's talk departure details, the more fun. This is the stuff you don't want to zone out on. Okay, so for check-in, it's going to be an early morning, folks. Miss Anna, Allen County was assigned a 10 a.m. arrival time. which means in order for our 2-hour drive and then our little gas trip we take on the way, we will start check-in at 6:30. We will start check-in at 6:30. Now there's a couple of ways to not have to get there quite at 6:30, okay? Couple ways is have your head check performed in advance, okay? Have your head check performed in advance. If not, you need to stick to the 6:30 time frame. So what's going to happen is you're going to arrive to the back parking lot area of the extension office. When you arrive, I have a staff member that is going to be at the picnic table back there. You're going to get in a single file line. Don't crowd her. Don't stress her out. Patty's a little newer, so don't stress her out. Get in the line. I know you'll all be very excited. And then you're just going to say, hey, our names are such and, or my camper's name is such and such. We're here to check in. And essentially, she's going to make sure that we have everything else that we need from you, that we don't need anything else. She's going to check and make sure that we have a lot, that you're checked off. Lice, we'll talk a little bit more about lice checks, that you're good to go on that. She's going to give you your luggage tags and your name tag and a few things like that. And then you'll be off on your merry way to get your luggage put where it needs to be at, meet with your buddies and friends, and then eventually we'll load the bus to head off. So, like I said, luggage tags. You're welcome to put your own luggage tags on there. It never hurts. But we are going to give you some luggage tags. Females will be one color and guys will be another color. And I will have specified what luggage is going to go in the trailer and what luggage is going to go on the bus. I don't even know that I can't get everybody's luggage on the bus. I'm waiting to hear back from the school bus people what they think. Because now I have to have 2 buses. Yeah, yes. But anyways, we'll have a trailer of buses for the kids to load luggage on. They are welcome to bring, I don't think it made it on the PowerPoint, but they are welcome to bring a pillow, a book, whatever they want on the bus. So you are welcome. If you are a reader, bring your book, but what you can't bring is your electronics. No electronics. No phones, no iPods, no Game Boys, whatever they are. I don't even think people play Game Boys anymore. That tells you what I know. But anyways, no electronics at all at camp. Warn your friends you're going to lose your Snapchat streaks. I'm really sorry. Yeah, you will probably end up losing that. So, unless you give it to a friend. I know some of y'all just, you share your Snapchat code. I think that's a little crazy. But anyways, so what else you need to know is we want to be loaded on the bus by 7:30. No, I didn't give you a super huge time frame where I was like, okay, we're going to be here 2 hours, okay? Miss Anna we're going to have a quick, concise system for getting us there, getting us out the door on the 26th, on that Monday. So within an hour, we're going to get everybody checked in on the bus so that we are hitting the road by 7:45. At the very latest, I want you all on site by 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Don't wait. Don't drag your feet. 7 a.m. is the latest I want you on site because by the time we get you registered and maybe there's a line and we get your luggage in the right place and we get it tagged and everything, I want you there by 6:30, 7 a.m. at the very latest. I prefer you there at 6:30. But if you are one of those slow pokes and you know that you are a late procrastinator, put 6:30 in your calendar, okay? Give yourself the wiggle room that you know you're going to need. I will leave out at 7:45 with or without you. Don't forget your luggage. First year I had a child forget their luggage. Woo. And Mama ran back like speed of lightning. So anyways, do not forget luggage. Bring all those things with you. It is about a 2-hour drive. We will be taking a short 20-30 minute bathroom break and snack break on the way. So if you want, we'll take a gas station trip on the way there and a way back. If you want to send some cash, please don't send your kids with gobs. Do not send your kids with a $100 bill or anything insane like that. And I've even seen some parents put envelopes of cash for each day of the week. Really smart. So smart, parents. So smart. Especially if they haven't learned money management tips yet. But don't send them with too much, please. And so on. But we will be stopping. If you know the gas station that's in the middle of the parkway there, that's the really awkward one squeezed in between the parkway, that's where we'll be stopping at Beaver Dam. Let's talk more about lice checks. Yeah, I know when I say that word, you're all going to start scratching. But anyways, so Here's some rules. Lice checks are mandatory for attending 4-H camp. They always have been and probably always will be. So add this to the 14-day screening. But you have to have your lice check within 72 hours. That's really, really important. So the earliest you can get your lice check would be at 8 a.m., let's just say 8 a.m. on the 23rd. So the Friday before camp, you have to get your lice check, your official lice check, sometime from Friday morning before you get on the bus. You're gonna have 3 options, okay? 3 options to get that done. I'm providing 2 options, okay? Option 1, this is do it on your own type, okay? If you want to choose option 1, you would feel much more comfortable having your own beautician or barber or whoever else check the hair. You received in your mailed packet, make sure you have one of those, a copy of a lice form. So it essentially lets that hair person or whoever sign off and say, yes, Johnny did get his lice check. He is clean. He's good to go. Lice is one of those things we don't want to send, we don't want to spread at camp. So we take these things very seriously. So you have 3 options. 1, get it done yourself. 2, I am arranging with the health department to have an individual come from 2 to 3, 2 to 5, write that right here. 2 to 5 on the Friday. I'm giving you 3 hours. I'm gonna have a professional here. If you don't wanna go to your barber or spend time, money, whatever else, I've got a 3-hour period which you can bring your kids here, okay? I suggest you take option 1 or option 2. Go to your own beautician or barber or come here during that 3-hour period. There is option 3, which I'm providing a healthcare provider for as well, but that's the morning of camp, okay? Now, it's hard to get rid of lice. Men can really easily buzz heads if they have to. Ladies, you could buzz your head if you wanted to. They can get rid of it pretty easy within 72 hours if we find it, and that's unfortunate, but they can get rid of it. That's why I advise do one of these earlier checks, because if you have lice and the day of we still find lice on you, you can't go to camp. And that's really disappointing. Nobody wants to be told that. We do it in a private room. We have our own system for it. But just know that lice can't come to camp. So take advantage of the Friday check. Get checked out on Friday. But like I said, 3 options. Your own person. Number 2, come on the Friday between 2 and 5 p.m. Or option 3, come on Monday, bright and early. Your time frame, notice this is only 30 minutes. I didn't say come at 7. This is come at 6:30. There's 6:30 to 7 p.m. or a.m. time frame to get that done. Any questions about lice or any of the things that we've covered so far? What the procedure will look like if you come in advance, if you come on the Friday to get it done, you'll go in our back boardroom. It'll just be the healthcare provider, and a parent can go in if they want, or guardian. But you'll go in, it'll just be you all. It's not a big old room where it's really whatever. They'll check your hair. If there's a problem, they'll let you know. If you're good to go, then they'll sign you off and you're ready to go on, and you don't have to get checked the morning of, okay? That's a really great thing. Yes?
Does it matter if the healthcare professional is their parent? My husband's a doctor.
It's acceptable.
Okay.
It's acceptable. I'll let it roll. If you've got a nurse or doctor, I'm not gonna make your job more difficult. You know what? If they can check, that's fine. Don't send lice to camp. I don't want lice to camp. But anyways, yes, I won't. That's fine with me. And then if you get checked the morning of, I typically set up the basement room, and once again, private room, so that you can get your head checked real quick and leave. So just know these are your options. Any other questions about it? So you have the form, okay? You have the form. The form looks like, it's like a half sheet looking thing. Just so everybody's on the same page. Let's see, where's that? It's somewhere in here. Because there's technically 2 on one page. You only need 1, but we do this because there's a lot of sibling sets, so it's a little bit easier on us. We only had to give you 1 copy. So pretty basic, but this is the lice care form. Okay? All right. Moving on. We'll spend enough time on that one. All right, medications. Just know that if your child's on medication before camp, great, no problem. You're going to need to prepare a couple of things in order for your child to receive the adequate medication during camp. One is a medication form. You should have received that in your mail packet. If you didn't, and you expect to be taking medication, no problem. Contact our office or me this afternoon, and I'll get you a medication form. What you need to know is there are a couple of things that we need on this. So if you expect for your child to have medication, go ahead and grab a pen, grab some notes, go ahead and write this down. If you expect that, you're going to need to put the original bottle of your medication in a Ziploc baggie, okay? Preferably take out any excess medication. Send them exactly with what they need. That is most easy on my healthcare provider. Send them exactly with how many pills that they need or whatever it is, okay? Send them with that. Leave it in the original bottle. Don't leave it separate. He won't take it that way. If you just leave separate pills, and you can't put Tylenol and add, like you can't mix bottles. It's got to be the appropriate bottle, okay? We'll take care of basic things like Tylenol, Advil, those types of things. If we get a bump or a bruise or we need to take care of basic things, we contact you before we give those things. But just know that's our procedure. On the outside of that Ziploc bag, we need your camper's name and the cabin number, okay, and that form. So when you come to check in, this is when you give us the medication, is that check-in. When you walk in, you're going to give us that baggie that with Sharpie, nice and clear, already has your child's name. Cabin number we'll take care of when we get there, since I haven't given those to you all yet. It'll have a cabin number. You're going to have a form inside your baggie. You also have to have a picture of your child. Now the pictures I took earlier were not actually for that at all. I could take one the morning of, so it's not a massive issue, but if you would go ahead and put a picture, a headshot of your child, that makes sure that our HCP, our healthcare provider, gives the right child. We have all sorts of extra little procedures that help us make sure that we keep your kids as safe as possible. That's one of those. So just know that the kids have to give the medication to us. They can't hold on to it in their bag. Whatever it is, ladies, even if you're taking medication, you have to turn it in, okay? You'll have to go and get medication each morning or night or mealtime. We know when that is. We'll come get your kid. We'll make sure they get it. Kids, this goes for you all. If you've got a medication and you know you always take it at lunchtime or dinner time, be responsible. Tell your adult that's with you all, hey, don't forget I have lunch medication. Then the adults are the ones that take you. The adults or the teens are the ones that take you to the healthcare provider. So you actually go with a leader to the head. So just help us keep track of that. Not that we won't know that you have to take medication, but it makes it easier for us to find you guys on campgrounds, and we don't have to track you down quite as bad. So just help us out there. If your child has an inhaler or EpiPen, they're definitely encouraged to take that with them. Please have on site. Or if it needs to be refrigerated, put that in your instructions. Let us know. We'll make sure that it gets where it's supposed to be, that type of thing, if you have any of those refrigerated goods. If you have medication that needs food, I see this sometimes. If you have medication that needs food taken with it, send your kid with, the applesauce or whatever you normally give them with to take that item. Put some of that with their baggie so that they have everything they need. We'll provide cups and water and all that kind of good stuff in order for them to take it. Any medication questions? Okay, maybe it means I got all the information. Okay, here's the details for when we arrive at camp. So we hope to arrive at 10 a.m. Lunch, y'all looked at the schedule which is the little trifold or quadrofold thing in front of you. Our meal times are a little funky this year. The first lunch is at 12:15, so that's halfway reasonable, okay? That's a good meal time. We like that meal time, okay? It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get much worse than that. But our first meal time is at 12:15, so that's a good time for us. Bring your kids, send your kids with snacks. Miss Anna's gonna buy snacks, but some of y'all's kids eat a whole lot of snacks. Send some snacks, because I have recognized that the meal times that they gave us, because we all have to rotate through the cafeteria real funky because of COVID, the meal times are a little late. Like lunch that first day or the second day is like 1:45. So, but they eat really late. So breakfast is late, then lunch is late, then dinner is late. So it kind of adds up. But send your kids with snacks if they're starving in advance. This is the only way. This is the thing I'm least happy with the schedule about. We were least happy about the meal times, but we just had to take what we were given. And this is what we were given. So we're going to roll with the punches and make the best of it that we can. Other arrival information, no. So when they get there, they're gonna get off at the singing area. We're gonna check over the cabins, make sure everything's good. Then they'll go to their cabins, they'll unpack, make their beds, all that kind of good stuff, and they'll be good to go. We'll unload girls' luggage first, then guys' luggage. So guys, you have to be a little bit patient with me. And then my volunteers, that's gonna be key for y'all to help us. So guys, y'all are gonna I'm gonna probably leave one guy with all the boys for a while, and then I'm gonna take the other two of you all so that we can quickly get luggage off. Okay, so no, that's gonna happen. Other things that you need to know is we'll have our swim test before lunch. Also fun. That's a little different this year, but everybody has to have different swim times. So we are having our swim test before lunch. That's another reason we're getting camp as early as we are this year. So we'll give you all that exact time of when that's going to be. And then we'll eat lunch at 12:15. So first lunch is going to be pretty normal. All right, moving on to your adult leaders. This was a little further in the PowerPoint, sorry about it. But these are the pictures that I found, so I'm sorry, adult leaders. Actually, I took a few of those. That was probably Braden. I'm going to go ahead and have Mr. Braden stand on up. I believe that I'm going to have you assigned to cabin 29 with the boys. Braden is our adult camp leader. Do you want to tell just a short little blurb about yourself?
I'm Braden. I go to the University of Kentucky, and this will be, I think, my 9th year at camp. So,
And he's one of our adults, so he's a brand new adult for us, adult leader this year. Next we've got, as an adult leader, Wes Bulls. We got this super festive picture on the screen.
My name's Wes. I've been a long time since I've been to camp. First year back since the last time we went. Been like 15, 16 years. So.
This will be your second year as an adult leader. You went with us 2 years ago before COVID. And then we've got Logan Graves, which is going to be one of our teens.
My name is Logan Graves. I'm 16. I farm and have cows, horses,
And his interests are agriculture. So we are looking for another male teen that is 16 to 17. So if you know of any folks, we have one more spot. Miss Anna wants that from an administrative. Legally, I'm required to have an 8-to-1 ratio, and that's how we supervise your kids. So we have an 8-to-1 ratio, but because of COVID, I like to have an extra little fluff of adults and teens just in case something happens. So I'm looking for another male teen. So if you know of anybody in that 16 to 17-year-old range, their cost is half cost to go to camp. They're in a little bit more of a supervision role, but it's still a whole lot of fun. But let us know if you know of anybody. And then we have Miss Tanya Alderman, and she can tell about herself. Sorry, that's the picture I found.
I have my picture on Facebook. I didn't know that was up there. I'm Tanya. Hello. We're brand new to this area in 4-H. I went to 4-H and worked 4-H every summer when I was a teenager. But we've never been. It's the kids' first time going. So.
All right. We're glad to have you. She's going to be in our one female cabin. So our boys' cabins only hold 8 with COVID numbers, where at both of our boys' cabins, whereas our girls' cabin holds 14 total. So there'll be 12 campers, two leaders, and our boys' cabins hold 8, 2 leaders and 6 boys. And there's 2 cabins of boy campers, so you can do the math there. We have a total of 28. If I get that teen, I'll have 38 people with us total. So woo, we'll have a good little group with us. And then for our teens, we have Miss Kara Owens, who is an Allen County forager as well, and she will be in the female cabin. All right. So next, let's talk about camp classes, and of course, I'm going to camp too. Let's talk about camp classes. So this is where I mentioned beforehand, we're going to all the classes together. Now, some of you all that are returners, I think this is going to be interesting because some of you all have never given some of these classes a try, or you might have said, well, I prefer these 3 or 4 things, but you didn't try some of these other things. I'm hoping you all will find some classes that you all really like that you never opened your horizons to. So these classes include fishing, crafts, recreation, slingshot and s'mores, since you're in a slingshot and you're going to have s'mores, agriculture, nature, low ropes, zip line, archery, riflery, boating, and swimming. Okay? All these things. If for some reason you didn't want one of your kids doing that, You have to sign a special form, but otherwise, prepare that they're doing all these things. We take all sorts of safety procedures to know that we have really good instructors who walk through safety procedures. But these are all the classes that you're going to get to go to together. So I'm really excited for that. And crafting, it's going to be paracord bracelets. So don't get all finicky on me. It's actually a really cool craft, okay? Just saying. Taylor, hold up your hand. Yeah, hold up your hand. Show them what a paracord is. Yeah. Actually, you don't actually have a paracord on, do you either? Does anybody have a paracord to show what they look like? Anyways, that's like the survival string. I thought you had it. They're all like pointing at your hand. But it's like the survival string, so we're going to do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Those are the classes that we're going to be taking. Here's some of the other activities. Other activities are going to include, now the first ones, the morning ones are optional. Optional, okay? Those include a morning hike, the polar bear swim, bright and early in the morning. Water's a little cool then, but some people are all about swimming, so polar bear swim. And a PJ, pajama dance, Sally kind of deal. Sally will probably look a little different this year. I'm not really sure what Sally's going to look like, so we're just going to go with the role. Sally might look a little different. Sally is dancing. That's a 4-H thing. We all about some Sally. Everybody that's been camp knows about Sally. But anyways, evening activities. These are some of the things you should expect. Water Olympics, pool party, wet and wild games. I've got an M there, but wet and wild games, and mega relay with a campfire at the end of the night. So another thing in our schedule that the other camping groups, the other counties that are going to camp throughout the summer, they didn't love their kids as much as we love you guys, okay? They don't love them. Because we noticed, wow, on the schedule with this new COVID schedule, they didn't have y'all swimming every day. And we're like, they have to look at this pool but not swim every day. So we did some reworking of the schedule, which is why we've got more pool time. You're going to be swimming at least once every day. Not all the camping groups are doing that. We love you guys. We fought for that. So just know, prepare to swim. Don't complain about swimming every day because that's what we do at camp, you know. And we fought for it this time. All right. Do I have okay, good. All right, I was supposed to say, I got that many transitions. All right, so daily schedule. This is what it's going to look like. Rise and shine. If you're one of those morning people, if you're doing one of the morning activities, the morning hikes, those types of things, 6 a.m. Otherwise, we're looking at about 6:30 if you can roll in 30 minutes, okay? Shower times are a little different during COVID. Gotta love that too. There are going to be 2 shower times provided because some people are morning shower people, some people are afternoon shower people. I want you to know where they're located. In the morning, you're already up and moving before there's a shower time. We didn't get blessed in the shower times, okay? So if you're a morning shower, just know that the early morning activities are completely optional. The hike, the polar bear swim, the PJ Sally, those are optional. But you can't get in the shower yet until after flag service, but before breakfast. Yeah, I know that's a little weird. Yeah, I'm not happy about it either. So I'm going to suggest everybody take advantage of those night shower times, okay? That's what I'm going to just warn you. Take advantage of those. But regardless, you need to shower every day. Every day. The pool, boys, does not count as a shower. It doesn't count. So you're going to be hot, sweaty, nasty, playing to shower every day. Other things going on is breakfast. That's going to be 8:30 to 9:15. Some of you all, that might be a little late. So I really wanted to emphasize that you may want to send your kid with some granola bars. If that's a really late breakfast time, that's what we're getting with COVID. No, this is not what normal camp looks like if you're a new person, but that's what we're dealing with this year. So breakfast is a little later. Then we'll have 2 classes in the morning with Cabin Time and Country Store. If you're not familiar with Country Store, it is our shop, our camp shop. So there are also snacks and goodies at the shop. You can buy like chips and candies and that kind of stuff. There's some healthier options too. But there's also lots of goodies, the souvenirs. We'll talk a little bit later. You actually have a copy of the things that are at the Country Store at your sheet with the little colorful rainbow shirt. But know that if your kid wants to go shopping, you may want to go ahead and identify what you're going to purchase in advance so that you send them with adequate money for that. or maybe talk it through so that we manage our money well and we don't blow it all on day one. Have that talk with your kids. That's a really important talk to have, to say, hey, this is our expectations. This is how we're going to pace ourselves. If you want a snack on the way home, go ahead and put that money back so that you have it. Other things is lunch. Look at this time. If you can read it, 1:45 to 2:30. Oh, I know, that is horrible. Miss Anna is going to be starving by then. We're going to fit some time in for snacks and stuff. Country store is going to have, and that'll be each day we have country store, but plan to bring snacks. Your kids are going to be starving. They're going to be eating 24/7. I got a feeling they're going to snack and then not be hungry for a meal. They're going to have a great diet this week. I'm really sorry. But just prepare, send them with some healthier snacks. That's what we want you to do. Maybe, send them with some healthy stuff. Avoid peanut butter. Oh, I did not say that earlier on. No peanut butter snacks. Some of us have peanut allergies. Please, no peanut butter on site. No peanut butter. I know that's a favorite snack, but please don't bring that at all. Peanuts, and avoid just all tree nuts altogether, because that's a pretty common allergy nowadays. Okay, then after lunch you've got 2 classes. Then we've got recreation, so that'll be like cornhole. We've got some fun stuff, variety of different gaga ball, that kind of gaga ball. I know, lots of y'all love gaga ball. Night activities. There will be one each night. This is what we're going to be doing: the morning activities, the night activities, the meal times. This is where teams 9, 10, and 11, all Allen and all Simpson County, will be together for the field games, the pool party, mega relay, those types of things. Dinner is going to be at 7 to 7:45. That may or may not be pretty late for you. So once again, snacks. I'm sorry, but they're eating later, so everything's pushed back. I'm sorry. Snacks. I'm going to reiterate that. I think I'm going to spend more money on snacks this year than anything, but please don't rely on me to buy all your snacks. Like, I normally spend a couple $100s on snacks, but this year I'm a little afraid of how much we're going to have to spend on snacks, so please send stuff with your kids. I won't let them go hungry, but plan for it. Other things is there's a cabin time, then there's recreations, and a snack at the end of the night. Yeah, that's really helpful at that point. But that's right before showers at 9:15 to 10 o'clock. And then lights out is at 11. Prepare your kids. If your kid is a really early to bed, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, shower time, you can't go back to the cabin early. Like, when we go back for showers, at that point, they can go to sleep at that 9:15 stage. But, and lights will be out at 11, but just be prepared. This is a little bit earlier than it normally is, to be honest, because sometimes we're not finishing until 10, 10:30, 11, so that's a little on the earlier side, based upon when our shower time is provided. Any questions about the schedule?
Give examples of snacks.
Examples of snacks. So if you want healthy snacks, let's talk about dried fruits. Might be a really good option. The little bags of popcorns. Lots of individual snacks I think are really handy. I think it's super handy because your kids will leave them unrolled, and you can do bigger bags. I just think it's more helpful to have the individual packs. Also prevents drawing any extra ants or anything like that, and we don't want that. You may want to even send them with little Gatorades and stuff, some stuff that maybe they don't have to refrigerate. I will try to put a cooler in each cabin, but just please do not send your kid with a whole cooler. We don't have room for that, okay? I'm going to try to keep ice in a cooler in each of the cabins, but yeah, those are some snacks you can do. You do candy bars, that type of stuff. Know that it's really hot, so avoid, chocolate stuff melts. Fruit roll-ups, Gushers, whatever, your favorite kid snacks are, whatever those are the types of things that you should pack. So, yeah. Any other questions about schedule or snacks? Snacks are important. We keep talking about that. All right. If not, we're going to roll on. I just want you all to know that this is the country store sheet. So this is the stuff that you can buy in store. T-shirts, those types of things, water bottles. So these are available. Look through on your own time. Let's talk about what to bring to camp. This part's important. So things to bring to camp. We should be bringing things like several pairs of shirts and pants, right? Parents, let's aim on the caution of your child needs at least one pair of pants and shirts per day. That's a given, right? Send them with at least 2 to 3 extra sets, please, because things happen. They get sweaty, they get nasty, they change. Lots of underwear. I would rather your kid have twice as much underwear. Underwear is important. Send them with dry underwear and twice as many socks. Please. Okay, I'm going to reiterate this. Some of your kids don't wear socks with their shoes. That's fine. I don't care what you do at home. Put socks with every pair of shoes. Because these kids walk on their feet a lot more than they are at school and a lot more than you are at home. And then those kids that wear like the Converses without the socks, then they come to me with blisters, their feet are hurting, and as soon as their feet hurt, then everything goes downhill. So please send them with plenty of socks, dry socks. Kids, swap those socks, swap the underwear out, please. Let's have a good time. Some other things that you want to keep in mind is we could potentially have a rainy day, so please go ahead and just throw a windbreaker kind of rain jacket in there. Hat is really appropriate if you want to, but hat also addresses sun. You know, plan to either kind of have hats or sunscreen. It's going to be hot. We are in the last week of July. Please send sunscreen with your child, something that is easy to apply that you know that they're going to put on themselves. The sleeping bag represents bedding. Now, our beds at camp are bunk beds. How the bed situation is going to work out is they are bunk beds. Our cabins, there will only be one child per bunk. There are top and bottom bunks. They have taken the mattresses off the opposing one so that they have to sleep alternated. So somebody's at the top, somebody's at the bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. So you're not going to be sharing a bunk with anybody, but those are twin beds, okay? So if you're a sleeping bag, you're a sheet and blanket person, whoever you are, whatever you like, plan to bring those. Bring your sheets. It's going to be know that there's air conditioning units. If your child has any tendency to get cold, please send them with an extra blanket. I don't want them freezing the whole week. We try to manage that as best as possible, but plan to bring sheets, a blanket or sleeping bag, your pillow, your pillowcase, those types of things for your bed. Soap. We're not a hotel. We do not provide the little nifty little bottles of soap and shampoo. So please plan to bring shampoo, conditioner, toothbrush, toothpaste, so important. All your hair products, a caddy. If you, bathroom, it's really handy to have a bathroom caddy or something to take your kids' stuff to the bathroom with. If that's a duffel bag, whatever your system is. So at 4-H camp, our shower system looks like this. So when you walk in to the bathroom, there's a big row of covered stalled bathrooms. There are benches in the middle. It's a big old long space, and then rows of sinks. Then we have our newer shower system has a changing space, almost a lot like a park system, like a state park bathroom. Within your door, within your individual unit, you have a space that has a wooden bench, so you can put your stuff and some hooks, and then a shower curtain, and then your shower, okay? So that is a huge, huge improvement. But, and there is a little shower caddy thingy on the wall. But please, I see all the time kids dropping underwear on the ground, in the grass, and some kids are like, oh, whatever. Please send your kid with something to put their clothes to and from the bathhouse so you don't lose those things that you spent, or your shoes, or your whatever else. Ooh, sandals, please. We recommend sandals, flip-flops for the bathhouse. Flip-flops for the bathhouse. We keep those clean, but, athletes' feet, we don't want to fight with that. Keep flip-flops on your kids in the shower and for the pool. So flip-flops is important, okay? Also talking about shoes. We have shoe requirements. This one's important. You listen enough. You either need to wear tennis shoes or something with a back. If you're not in the pool or going to and from the pool and you're not at the bathhouse, you have to have a shoe with a back on it. Now that might be a sandal that has a back on it. It could be a Croc that has a back on it. That counts, Crocs do. Or tennis shoes. I recommend sending at least 3 pairs of shoes with your kids. You don't want to overdo it, but they need a pair of flip-flops. I'm going to say send a pair of tennis shoes. Do not send a white pair of tennis shoes. They will not come back white. They will not come back white. And then 3, if they do sandals, okay, because it's going to be hot, send them a pair of sandals with backs. Slide-ons don't count. So they can wear slide-ons to the bathhouse, but that doesn't count for wearing around camp. That's one of our rules, has been since the dawn of time. Pillows important. Socks, talked about socks, underwear, towels. Okay, this is one that commonly gets forgotten. You need 2 types of towels, okay? Even myself, who went to Clover Bud Camp 2 weeks ago, guess what Miss Anna did? She thought, oh, I'll just consolidate my packing. I packed 1 towel. I was a little upset when I had to use the same towel from the pool in the bathhouse. It worked. I wasn't happy about it. I bought myself a souvenir towel from the camp store, but send them with at least 1 beach towel and at least 1 towel. I even recommend loofahs. If y'all like the scrub loofahs, those are super handy because the wash rags, you can send them with several. They hold water. We have a line behind the cabin so you can hang stuff out at, but the loofahs, or the little scrubby things, typically dry out, and I just find that they're a lot easier to deal with rather than wet wash rags and yucky and whatever else. Send your kid with a trash bag or laundry bag for their clothes. That's important too. They will have stinky clothes, send them with a trash bag. And they'll need to collect things off the line. You may even send some clothes, what am I saying?
Pins.
Clothes pins, there you go. We have some on the lines, but a lot of times the kids, there's only so many, or they just disappear over time. So please plan to send some of those, and then money, whatever you want for your kids to snack on. Your meals are provided. Your housing's provided. Snacks and stuff in the store are not provided. Any questions on what to pack? So the sheets should be twins. They are specifically extra long, but you don't have to have extra long sheets. Twins are fine, just so that you know the size of the bones. Okay, all right, rolling on. Okay, this is the list. This is everything I just talked about. It's just in typed out form so that you have it for your own evidence. Swimsuits. Swimsuits was not on my previous list. We recommend, while they don't have to, we want modest bathing suits. I prefer 1 pieces, but 2 pieces are okay. Be modest, okay? Modest. If I don't think it's modest, we'll send you back, okay? Also, tank tops, no spaghetti tank tops, stuff with sleeves, okay? That's been another rule from the dawn of time. We like sleeves on our shirts. Nothing overly low cut, no oddly placed holes because I'll send you back. I've seen it, I've done it, I'll send you back. And then shorts, ladies, gents, I know ripped jeans are the thing right now, but please do not have, poorly placed holes. Shorts, aim to have shorts or whatever, finger length tip, okay? Whatever your rules are for school, that's what you pretty much need to aim for. Athletic shorts are great, jean shorts are great, but anyways, shorts, nothing too overly revealing. Covered most everything there. Bug spray, important. Sunscreen. Flashlight wouldn't hurt getting to and from the bathhouse. It's lit, and they can see where they're going, but if they get back from the bathhouse a little later and they want that. Disposable camera. If you say, oh, my child wants to take pictures, which Miss Anna will be taking a lot, you can still buy those things. I've been told you can find them at Walgreens. You can order them off of Amazon. So disposable cameras is a nice way to track that since there are no electronics. And yeah, so pretty much everything's on there and a list for you. Any questions on that? All right, what not to bring. Please do not bring fireworks, pocket knives, shaving cream. Yeah, shaving cream's on that list. We do not prank. No pranks. No pranks. Bring some lotion. All right, so other things we do not want is electronics like cell phones, earbuds, iPods, MP3s, handheld games, etc. Don't send your kids with expensive things. I don't want to be, I'm not going to be responsible for the electronics when they get lost, and they won't be stolen, but don't send them. Because just don't send your kids with overly expensive things. Please don't send them with their most expensive pair of tennis shoes. This is camp. It's going to get dirty. There's potential for dirtiness everywhere they go. Do not send them in their best clothes. I mean, you can buy new clothes for camp, but I don't recommend it. Wear what they got. If you need to buy some new shorts, whatever, but don't send them in fancy t-shirts or whatever else. Nothing valuable. Parents, you can send mail to your campers, okay? This has been a long-standing tradition that is super cool. Our camp is a 5-day camp. If you know anything about Allen County Mail, it's not the fastest in the world, quite obviously. So I would even recommend possibly sending out your cards before they leave, just to make sure that your kid gets that camp in time. That mail is delivered at flag service. So please, if you want your kid to get a postcard, even packages, some folks do packages, whatever your system is, that's the information. Make sure to put your camper's name. We are not, magicians. Clearly write their names. We have trouble reading that sometimes as staff members. Our phone number is there. That's for an emergency. Our campground used to be open to volunteers or guests to come on grounds. There are no excess visitors, especially during COVID. We have a system for that in a normal year, but during COVID, that's why we have the 14-day screening. No excess folks, like no parents can visit or anything like that. If for some reason your child has to leave in the middle of the camp, they can't come back. So in the past, there's been these folks that have been like, oh, there's a sports game or something like that. I'll just bring my kid back, which I've always thought is insane to drive 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever. Once they leave campgrounds, they can't come back. So please keep that in mind. That type of thing. Parents, we don't talk about, parents, you will not have access to calling your kids and that kind of stuff. Please do not call. You can text me if you think that there's an issue or concern. If we mention the word homesickness or allowing somebody to call home, it always results in that child going home every time. Every time they talk to you, they're gonna be like, oh, Mama, I remember your voice. And then it results in them going home. So there's a reason we won't call and contact you, because we're having a really good time at camp. Here's some pictures from camp in the past. These are about 3 years old, actually. But we have really fun with mega relay and our classes like fishing and slip and slide and boating and snacks and pool time and everything else like that. So those are just some fun pictures to take a look at. Camp staff, that's also an important part of camp. They'll be leading your classes this year, and a few will be volunteer-led. Adults, I may even need some assistance with fishing. I may need some assistance with that or slingshot. We'll talk some more later, adults and teens, but we'll still keep an adult and teen with your kids. So those are some more pictures, skits, those types of things. Okay, as we try to wrap up here shortly, let's talk about returning home. Return home, please come for your kid on Friday, July 30th, okay? Do not leave your kids with me. We will depart camp at 11 with the goal of returning by 1. Yes, I'm giving you the time of 1. We'll make a really quick gas station stop on the way home. We're going to keep it really short and sweet, but I've learned that they really don't like to stop very long on the way home, so it's much faster on the way home. So I'd like parents at the back parking lot at 1 o'clock. Now, remember your paperwork, okay? Remember your paperwork. Some of y'all just went through it real quick. I only allow people to pick up kids that are on your paperwork. So now it assumes that the primary guardians listed and that the emergency contacts are people that are eligible for picking your child up. But if grandma's not anywhere on that form and you plan on grandma, an aunt, uncle, friend, somebody else picking up your child, you need to contact our office and get that stuff added. Because this is what happens. We take child safety very important. It's very serious to us. There's so many different parenting situations nowadays. We're not going to let somebody else pick up your child. That name has to be on that list, or your child, can only be picked up by those people on that list. So please don't make that mistake. Make sure that the appropriate person gets added, even if it's the morning of and something crazy happens and you've got to change. Please call my office and ensure that that's taken care of, that we have that information. That is our office phone number. That reminds me, remind message. Everybody, pick out your phone. If you did not answer the remind message earlier today, I want you to take out your phone and I'm going to have you text us. You're going to be enrolled in our remind system. This is important. I'm not going to bug the fire out of you, but it's going to have a couple of updates like, hey, we're hitting the road. Be prepared. Or, hey, I'll see you at such and such at the back parking lot. So, the group is going to be called 4-H Summer Camp. This is the information you need to know. So, all right. So, in the number line, like you're texting, this is the number you're going to text, not the message, but the number you're gonna text, put in 81010. Again, 81010. 81010. So that goes in the number line, okay? Got it? 81010. In the text message line, you're gonna put, and I'm just gonna write it down, it's gonna make my life easier. It's gonna be @ Okay, @ F, lowercase f, okay? D, K, 9H4. All of those are lowercase. And then the phone number was that. So this is what goes in your text line, and this is the number that you're texting, okay? So once you do that, you'll get enrolled in our message system. That helps me to make sure that we keep good communication with parents. We're not going to bother you today, but that helps keep everybody on the same page and let you know what's going on. We will take pictures. We'll put them on Facebook. So if you're not following our Allen County 4-H Facebook page, make sure to follow that. That's where a lot of those photos are going to be posted to, that type of thing. So it's important to get added there. I did mention we do have some scholarship applications out. We did put that in our letter. If you want to apply for the scholarship, great, fine. We need your applications, like yesterday. I have a committee meeting, so those people will be notified tomorrow afternoon, but I have a committee meeting tomorrow afternoon. So if you made to turn in your scholarship application and you forgot or you didn't do it, I need it bright and early tomorrow, like by 10 a.m. at very latest, okay? I'll take it tomorrow, but it's got to be bright and early if you have not already turned that application into me. And then that'll go need-based. We've got some money set aside for that. So please make sure to do that. Paperwork. A lot of you all did not fill out your immunization waivers, or some of you all said, hey, we are not sure if it's up to date. One of the forms, I think there's always confusion about this form. If you believe that your child's vaccines for school are up to date, all you have to do is put your child's name, county, sign off that you believe that the vaccines are up to date. I don't even necessarily have to have copies, okay? Copies are great. I'll put it with their paperwork, but actually all I need is for you to sign it and say, yes, my child's vaccines are up to date. That came in the packet. If you need another copy of it, I can get you some copies before you leave today, but that is there. As far as paperwork, we need that. We'll need medication forms. Please don't forget about that. There is a code of conduct and some other stuff that I need turned in. So if you brought your code of conduct form, and that says if you have damage fees, that your child is going to be responsible for those damage fees. Miss Anna is not paying for them. Then you need to turn that in to me today. Your health screening, you're going to turn that in at check-in. So please make sure that you bring that with you. That's really, really important. Other details. My adults, am I missing anything that y'all can think of that I did not cover? We're going to have a really great time at camp. I'm really excited to have your kids come with us. COVID is not going to put a damper on this year. We're going to thrive regardless of COVID, and we're going to still have a lot of fun. If you've got questions in the meantime or up until, I'll be out this next week because I'm actually going on vacation. So if you don't hear from me this next week, don't freak out. Miss Ann, just leave a message with my office staff. They will get that to me if something comes up. I'll be in the office tomorrow, so preferably reach me tomorrow if something's really pressing. But I'm going to be on the West Coast preparing for camp to get in the zone. So, and I really am looking forward to camp with you guys, but I will be out next week. So remember some things, those lice checks, those are coming up. Pay attention to that. But otherwise, that's all I have for you. Any other questions for the entire group? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I was just wondering if there was incident at the camp, what the surveillance was on that, and the
Okay.
recordings and the cameras.
Okay.
Checklists on that.
We don't have any recordings, but I can guarantee you, here's some of the safety measures we do have. We have a security gate. If you don't have a code, you ain't getting on campgrounds. So first and foremost, that we have security. We have adults constantly keeping an eye on at all points in time. If anything becomes a problem, parents, guardians, emergency contacts will be contacted immediately. If you've got any specific concerns or whatever else, contact me. That's what I'm here for. We do not have cameras on site, but we take really.
Are all there?
No, we do not have surveillance, but I promise you, there's so many adult partners. That's why we have such a high ratio there. We'll take care of you guys. If we've got any concerns like that, they have to come on grounds. They have to check in with us. It'd be pretty tough for anybody to get on camp with us. So your kids are our number one priority. Contact me if you've got any other questions about that. Any other camp questions?
One more thing.
Yes.
And on swimming, if you're still learning to swim, how does that work?
So we take a swim test, which I kind of alluded to, but didn't really expand on. So we take a swim test, and kids that are, so our initial level is like 3 foot, and then there are some deeper spots. In order to get to our deeper side of the pool, you get a wristband. So the child can either decide that they don't want to test at all, and that means they don't get a band, but they stay on the more shallow side, or there's swim classes, so they can actually even learn through the swim classes and eventually test later on, and actually be able to receive a band later on. So tons of guards. We, at any given pool time, we have about 3 guards, plus about 5 other adults watching the pool at once. There are so many. I was a lifeguard at camp. It would be next to impossible for anything to happen. We have too many eyes on that pool. We have procedures. We talk through those procedures before the kids ever even get to the pool. So we've got lots of great procedures in place. Gotta love. We've been doing camp for a while. Kids' safety, number one priority. Any other questions?
Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? If something comes to you, please email me, call me, whatever else. Leave a message if you don't get me. Phone number, once again, is 270-237-3146.